we talking about the doghouse today. Let's bring up the doghouse because I don't want to do this because people gonna get me out of
Right.
character.
You're right. You're right. You're right. So it is the return of the doghouse. We've been MIA for a while, really since the NBA playoffs. So off season is here, and I got a special candidate this year. First time I've been able to induct a female into the doghouse.
Wow.
A lot of people might know who she is. She's been on ESPN for a while. She's had some controversial, I won't say controversial takes, but some controversial things she said about certain players, um, and not even just players, but coaches. Malika Andrews, Miss Lady, you're in the doghouse.
Arr, 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 arr.
I can't say my guy because you're not a guy. You're a lady. I got to be respectful at least. Um, but you've said a lot of crazy things. Well, not like crazy things, but you've been putting out information about people when it really is not the time for it. There was a player, and I'm pretty sure Carl knows about this. I believe he went to MSU
The draft.
um,
Yeah.
in the NBA draft.
Yeah, playing the draft. Oh, we
He
did. He didn't get drafted though.
he
I
didn't
don't
get
even know about
drafted,
his own
but
page.
he unfortunately had passed away, and she had talked about his past. I'm not sure if he went to MSU. Now I know he was in college. I can't remember what school he went to.
I'm not saying. I don't think
Um,
that's us.
but he had passed away, and she had talked about something that he had did in like 2017, 2015, or something like that. And she talked about his past right after the announcement that he just passed away. I believe he had cancer. Then the situation with Joe Mazzulla had came up after we know what happened with Ime Udoka, his situation in Boston when him another female worker in the organization were caught having mutual relations, and he was the only one that got outed for it. She had an issue with Stephen A. and pretty much was going at Stephen A. on his own show. Then comes the NBA draft this year, and we all know what happened with Brandon Miller while he's in college in Alabama. Now, this is the man's dream night. He's getting drafted number 2 overall to New Orleans Hornets. And out of well, not out of nowhere, but in the midst of this, she's talking about the situation where the young lady, unfortunately, had lost her life,
Ow.
and two young guys were arrested for capital murder, and he was questioned, but he was already considered to not even be a suspect. He's not guilty. There's no case for him that's going to happen at all. And she asked where she brought it up, saying that, do you think this was an issue of why teams may not have got him? I mean, he's now the number 2 overall pick, so I don't believe it was. I don't believe that it should have been an issue. So Malika Andrews, you seem to always, some reason, you always find a way to create some kind of controversy. So I believe you need to just relax, report what's going on at that moment, and just leave it at that. Bringing up somebody's history is unnecessary, especially with Joe Mazzulla when you talked about his situation that happened in 2018, where he pretty much all he had to do was community service or something like that, and the charges were dropped. I believe he was found not guilty, and you brought that up after he got put into the head coaching situation after what happened to Ime Udoka. So I'm not sure if this is a Me Too thing, but I believe you need to relax and just do your job.
Man, first things first, because you can't say my guy, but we gotta do a quick voiceover for that.
My
My
guy, you
girl.
in the doghouse.
Shout out to Blaze for the 4.99 super chat. But Dave, I alluded to this a couple episodes ago too about just how ESPN finds ways to just bring up somebody's history when it's their big moment. And they never do it for anyone else, but it's always like they're like, yeah, it's like LeBron just won the championship. But remember when he got caught down Miami? You like, whoa, 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 what is this going? What we doing here? You know, what is this? Let this man have his moment. Then you can like sneak that in there 2 or 3 days later. But to bring it up to as you're introducing and talking about the accolades, saying, yeah, he averaged 26 points in college. However, let's talk about that time he got caught with a gun. And the two just don't make sense in that moment. Guys, what's your take on
Yeah. I'm the I'm the same way with Malika Andrews. when Udoka got fired and Missoula finally got hired, she brought back a situation where he got like an indecent exposure when back at West Virginia University when I was actually attending the school at the same time. So I know how it was at West Virginia. You take a piss on the side of the wall in the alley where you get caught. That's indecent exposure. So for her to even bring something like that up after he got hired and Udoka got fired, like that's just like why, why? And the thing is, it was scrubbed off, so it was like not even a charge. So it's just like why. And I know you've been to college before. You've seen the way the environment is. You've been to different colleges. So it's just like for you to even point something like that out, the number one party school in the nation at the time, he got an indecent exposure charge for using the bathroom on the side of a in the alley. So I mean, like I really can't. She always brings up the negative when she bringing somebody up like you said earlier. Dude had second pick overall, and that's like the best day of his life, and she bring back something alleged that comes up to haunt him probably still to this day because of the situation, and she brings that up for what? No one even commented on it. The way they looked at her after she said it, nobody even commented on that part of what she said. They just continued to praise the guy because this is the most important day of his life. So for her to bring stuff like that up, even talking about the Udoka situation again, like she tried to go at Stephen A. Smith because he was trying to put the blame on the woman too. Like we know Udoka was doing it, but it was consensual. So why can't the woman name be out there? It's a pop you say. So I mean, it's just I don't know. It's not a good look on her right now. So I feel like did she get fired from ESPN?
No.
She should go.
Sorry, job is intact.
Yeah, she is good. She ain't getting fired at all. When they came out with the firemen, they said that Stephen A. Smith, Malika Andrews, and a couple other people do not have to worry about their job. They are perfectly fine.
That's funny though, because Stephen A. Smith said on his podcast, right? He was like,
anybody can get let go.
He said, I might get let go. And I was like, they let you go. They might as well just go straight to streaming.
Stephen A. be wilding, bro. He be wilding all the time. That's why I don't even listen to, bro. But hey, just to piggyback on what Mark said, I had a friend who luckily his father was a lawyer, so he beat it. But same situation. We was out partying. He had to use the bathroom. It was like past midnight. Seen the little church. So I'm about to go use the bathroom real quick behind the church. The cops came from the other side though, so we ain't seen him. Bagged him. You can get, like he said, a decent exposure. You can even get a sexual
exactly. Yep.
You can become a sex offender.
Yeah, sex offender. There you go. You can become a sex offender off that. Like you ain't do nothing wrong. It's past midnight, no kids out, none of that, and they could still try to hit you with a sex offender charge. So for her to do that is just straight up BS. And the fact that she don't get checked about it is also BS. But I won't say too much. But yeah.
I mean, the few times that she brought up something and somebody didn't feel the way, it was with Stephen A. And also I think Kendrick Perkins had a moment with her too, where he was just like, we don't need to be talking about that right now. They had a little slight back and forth on the show, but people try to be like, all right, this is not the moment for that, but we understand where you're coming from, but this is not the moment for that. And I think that's essentially what Jerry said in the comment too, is she's getting her takes off and it's getting people to talk about it, and it's making some people want to go watch NBA Live or NBA Today. I think that's the show she does, to be like, all right, so what madness is she going to say today? So, I mean, well done, Dave, on the doghouse.
Hey, Blaze, it was right there. It was a church to yourself, bro. So it was behind the church. You had to go.
And like, if you ever been to West Virginia, you would know like it's a straight street full of clubs, and then in between the clubs, little alleyways. You won't even see the cops coming. So it's just, you probably couldn't even run. Couldn't get away.
Hey, all I gotta say is, Malika, you're lucky your sister didn't join you. Your sister said something that was crazy too, back when I think it was maybe last year, I think it was, when the Warriors were playing against the Grizzlies in the playoffs. And there was something about she said that Steph went in the locker room and said something about whoop that trick. And Andre Iguodala came out and automatically said that was false. So I guess it's something with your family, I'm guessing. I can't say it's ESPN now. It's just something with your family. You and your sister I guess y'all
probably did say it. That's the crazy part. They probably did say it, but you're not supposed to say it. Like that's like locker room stuff. You don't come out and say that to like the media. Like even if they did say it. But you dead offended? Were you trying to get somebody fired? Is that what your point of doing everything is? You want to
Even
get
if
this
he
person
said
fired?
whoop that trick in Memphis, what does who
Exactly. Yeah, I'm about to
cares?
say, like,
It's
so
from a
what?
movie. It's a movie reference.
Yeah.
It's not like he really talking about being women. Come
Yeah, go
on,
beat up
bro.
Malika Andrews' sister. Go do it.
Hey, so look, this who we gonna put in. I got somebody I want to put in the doghouse right quick, bro. Hey, that was crazy. Hey, Elon. Hey, Elon Musk. Hey, bro. You gotta go in the doghouse, bro. You messing up business over here with that Twitter limit stuff you got going on,
6,000
man.
tweets a day.
Yeah,
600.
Yeah, thanks
yeah,
to you. Thanks to you, Elon. We got threads now. Thanks to
yeah,
you, we got that now.
yeah. So you tried to do something, but Instagram said, "Oh, this our moment." So now we got threads. So look at here, man. Rethink your narratives at times when you're doing that. All right. I still might buy a Tesla, but I'm saying as far as Twitter, bro, you in the doghouse.
Yeah, Elon, you better switch this up somehow. You better go back to how it used to be, or you gonna be
I
here
like.
next week.
I kind of like the new Twitter with all the.
Mark, you know what? I'll put you in the doghouse now.
Hey, he cut the screen off. He kicked him in the goulash. Man.
I like the new Twitter a little bit. Hold up. Hey, man.
No, but yeah, man, that was the doghouse for me. That was pretty easy for me. I once I seen everything and transpired in the NBA draft, and I saw all the firings, I said, "There's no way she ain't get fired," and all this is going on. She got to go in there. But you know, as Teddy said in the chat, my lady, you in the doghouse.
That's a drop. That's a drop. We can
Yeah.
wrap this thing up now. We got a call over here talking about Lamar Jackson got pressure. He could have squeezed in one jab at Josh
Josh
Allen,
Allen.
just
Look,
once.
bro. The trolls before the chats. The show, I gotta be honest.
Okay. All right. That's cool. That's cool.
That's
Well, that's